Morning. It's good to see you all. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV, the Black Dragon Biker News Network. My goodness, what are we going to be talking about this morning? Let me pull it up real quick. Everything we do here, we try to do as a teaching moment. We talk about things that happen in other people's clubs and other people's lives and in the biker set scene, but how do we learn from their mistakes? How do we figure out what not to do? How do we figure out how to do this thing the best way possible, loving, living, and enjoying this life? That seems like the daily problem. Like, we make so many kinds of mistakes. And how do I use the mistakes that I made to help someone like you, especially you new guys coming into the set? We're losing a lot of the set, and it's important that perhaps maybe if we talk about this in terms of educational moments, maybe we can figure out a better way to be, a better way to live life. Here in our first story, you have a slaying linked to the Pagans versus the War Dogs Motorcycle Club. And basically, it's simple. Some guys beat up a guy in a bar really bad. And they belong to one motorcycle club. He belonged to another. So some of those guys get arrested, like 8 of them or something. And law enforcement is dealing with it, but the other guys want to take matters into their own hands. And they wound up chasing the guy down and killing him. So what are the repercussions of that? And the interesting thing you're going to hear in the story is what those guys have to say moments before they're getting ready to walk into the abyss and head to the thing that takes them off to prison. And you know what you're going to find? That they wish that they hadn't done it. It's kind of crazy. So we're going to try to learn from that. Also, our second story, the Thunderguards Motorcycle Club, been around a long time. And so they are going to be celebrated. They're going to be celebrated. We're going to see that this magazine celebrates them, and a bunch of other stuff from the old days. It's going to be cool to look at that. A second defendant was found guilty in Shreveport Goodwill shooting. There was a shooting at a Goodwill. So a second biker has been found guilty of that. And look at this. More biker gang members are arrested in the Coleford attack. Attack after attack after attack. Attack of the bikers. And you wonder why HB 429 is here. Do you really wonder that? I wonder if you guys really wonder why HB 429 is here. Or do you just be saying that? Anyway, all that and more as we come back in 1 minute and 7 seconds to discuss the day's events. I'm Black Dragon. Thanks for tuning in.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube, Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon
Biker News, he covers it all, so click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News. With MC Protocol, a lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about. But the man on this channel was the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name is Black Dragon and he started in the Navy and hit the sea repping Uncle Sam. Then he traded that uniform for a leather vest from the mighty Black Sabbath.
Not the band, but
I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes, moving up from Prospect
all the way up to National P.
All the copycat creators, all the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life Black biker that wears a cowboy hat, that knows kung fu and says get skinny, get skinny.
Black Dragon Biker News, he's on YouTube. Biker News, get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon
Biker News, he covers it all, so click on the screen and hit subscribe and get updated Biker News.
with MC Protocol.
Black Dragon, the first, the best, and has outlasted all the rest.
Black Dragon biking, biker news, biker news. He's on YouTube, biker news, biker news. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon biker news. He covers it all, so click on the screen. He's describing modern-day biker news with MC Protocol. Black Dragon biker news.
Well, alrighty then, man. It's good to see you all morning. I'm Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you for turning in from wherever you happen to be. Allow me to introduce my lovely second half, the better half of me, by the way. The lovely Tia Redbone
Good
Bunch.
morning, happy Thursday.
Who be questioning herself sometimes as to why did I even get with this guy? I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. Amen and amen. Hey, it's good to see you all. Thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for all the all the emails and text messages of concern. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we should have Big Bone back on to talk about HP 429. You know what? I'm going to ask him and see if he'll come on tomorrow and talk about it. It is something that he has been raving about since the inception of it, and didn't do any good. But maybe now he can teach us what to be aware of. I freaking love the additions to the intro song. Gets me every time.
Yeah, you had fun with that.
I love that song. And I want to just thank AK 1%er for creating that song for me. And he created my newest song for me. And he created a song for me for me and our show, the show with me and Woo 1%er that comes on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Anyway, should be coming on. This is the new song.
LEMC on the list? Hell yes. Hell no. That's not the protocol. Come on, Woo. Hell yes. I say hell no. We stick to the rules. Hell yes. Let's do it.
That wasn't it.
That's
it
a
was,
wicked laugh.
it was a good song. Where in the hell is the new song? I thought I had it up here. Okay. I had it somewhere up here. Anyway, I'll play it for you guys. That song is awesome. Morning to my TikTok audience. Thank you all for tuning in. We're here live on our platforms. I can't say them because it'll turn TikTok off if I say something like that. But anyway, I want to appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Today's first story, these are life learning lessons that these guys have to go through. Hopefully you won't have to go through, especially I got a lot of you guys in 1% clubs, way more than I would have ever imagined that follow me, way more than I would have ever imagined that have been following me, buying my books and reading my books through the years. As a matter of fact, I've raised what I call a whole generation of baby 1%ers. And what I mean by that is kind of interesting. When these kids were when they were in 99% clubs and stuff 10 years ago, when I first came on, a lot of these kids were like 15 and 16 watching me, and they went and joined 99% clubs, a lot of them, and then they moved up to 1% clubs. So these baby 1%ers are mine. I raised these. These guys, they belong to me. And how do I know that? I know that because when they were making the one video, the unification video, where the 1% gangs were the 1% motorcycle clubs were coming together. Yeah, I messed that one up. She saw the 1% motorcycle clubs were coming together on the black side. These 1%ers came to get me. I was down in Florida at the no, it was the Florida Daytona Bike Week. I was down in Daytona Bike Week, and I was selling my books down there. And my God, I was so out of shape and so fat and so about to die. I was really poorly out of shape, the worst I've ever been. And I was sitting down in my booth selling my books, and I was so tired and so hot, about to die. And these kids came up to me. I say kids, they're young men in their 30s. Some are getting close to their early 40s. And they were like, Black Dragon, we've been looking for you. We've been trying to find you. And I said, for what? And they said, we are doing this video, and we are not going to do the video without you. And we want to shoot you. We want to shoot you in this video. This is a unification video. We 1%ers are coming together. There's going to be no more war. And we have, we have you to thank for that. We came up watching you. And so now that we're in the position to make these things happen, we want to put that stuff behind us. Now, there's been issues and hiccups and stuff like that there will always be, but at least the kids are trying. And so I can see that some of my work has helped because these guys told me, we came up watching you. So for me, that's a blessing. And it means that the work we're doing, maybe some people are watching it and getting something from it. Maybe we accidentally raise a generation of folks in these motorcycle clubs that'll come together and not kill and hurt and harm each other. So I want to thank everybody for all the wonderful letters of concern and stuff, especially after my thing yesterday when I was going back and forth with a couple of my club brothers. Yes, I was absolutely hurt by that. And yes, it has absolutely taken a large part of my life. Some people think, well, you're not going to be able to get over it or something. No, that's not true. But I do talk about it because I'm a content creator and I create content. And I want that content to be effective. And I want that content to teach. If you guys are in motorcycle clubs and you see what has happened to me and what you're doing to one another, and you can find a way to do these things better. You can put somebody out of your club bad. There's nothing wrong with that. Just put them out bad for the right reason. Use the bylaws. Don't make up shit as you go along. Because that's not what you promised, and that's not what was promised to you. When you came into an organization, people held out their hands, said, please be part of us. And they come with a set of things. These things are your rights and responsibilities, and it's the bylaws. They hand this to you, this big ass trophy, and you think you have something, and then somebody gets in a position, and they take it away. They take this trophy, they take it away, just at their own whim, and that's not fair. And you have to ask yourself in life, what do you want to be? And some of you people, you don't mind not being fair. You don't mind. It's okay for you to snatch the prize down. But others of you, and those are the ones I want to reach, others of you do mind. And so don't be complicit in the BS. If you're a sergeant in arms and you want to be a good one, don't let somebody pressure you into being a dirt bag. Don't let somebody pressure you into being a piece of garbage. Don't let somebody else's agenda pressure you into not being the best you can be. Let's take this story here. White Oak slaying linked to Pagan's War Dog bar brawl yields 3 guilty pleas. Something happens when you guys join these motorcycle clubs. That something is a play on your heartstrings, a play on your loyalty, a play on your desire to be unified. And this play on your emotions is something that all organizations do, whether you belong to the church or whether you belong to the Shriners or whatever you belong to. These groups have a way of pulling you into kind of like submission, almost like a groupthink thing. Jack Ratley, why the biker gang comment on the title? We try so hard to get away from that stereotype image, and when people in our own circle use that statement, it hurts all of us. You know, I've heard that over and over again, but I report the news, and I report the news that other people write. And when I am taking other people's writing and I'm posting it up, it has to be how they wrote it, which is exactly what I require when somebody quotes me or takes my stuff and put it up. It's got to be how I wrote it. And, you know, if we want to get hard away, Jack Ratley, from the biker gang ideas that people have of us, we need to stop doing biker gang shit.
See?
Because I can tell you for sure that nobody's calling the Boy Scouts a biker gang. So what you see them doing is helping old ladies cross the street. What we don't see them doing is having shootouts in local bars and clubs and gas stations and shit. So it's you got to stop this. It's more than a title in a YouTube or a podcast story. It's the behavior. You can't be, well, you can be called something that you're not, but it's a lot harder. You made history with that book and the peace treaty with the Black Set. We did make history, and they made history. That's who made history. They made the history, and I'm hoping that they stick with it. I know the national presidents of the big clubs that are trying to make this happen. I talk to them quite frequently. Big bad 1%ers, man, and they got a lot on their plate to make it happen. I hope they do. Good morning, Black Dragon and Tia. Much love, honor, and respect from Calgary, Canada. Hey, man, we got so many new Canada followers, and we just appreciate it. I want to be a prodigy of yours, Black Dragon. No, you don't. No. Jack, I appreciate that. I appreciate that understanding, Jack. I appreciate that. Down here in TikTok, I appreciate you guys having, man, being on the show, hanging out with me. Gert Brook says pack mentality. So when I look at this, I see what we offer as a motorcycle club and what we require. Some of you guys have to be able to use your common sense. And when it's time to say no, that requirement is too much. You have to say no, that requirement is too much before it costs you everything you have. Hardwired 1%er says every club thinks they are the best, the toughest, and the strongest. They fight and argue over that more than anything. Then it turns back and forth retribution, which never ends. And hey, what's up, Finn, out there in the Black Forest in Germany, man? It's so good to have you on the show. I love you, man. Please tell the wife, Corrine, I said hi. And I hope the horse, I haven't heard about the horse in a while. Is the horse okay? And I hope the dog is all right. But when we see this, you have to say, my goodness, you guys, somebody somewhere, sergeant at arms, road captain, somebody, some officer in charge has got to say, no, we can't do that. And it's hard in the street life, in the biker club life, and especially in the 1%er life, because the street has rules and the street has laws. And the street laws are, we don't call the police, we'll get this handled. Oh, you're going to beat up one of ours in a bar? We got you. But to the spoiling of your soul, one Bible verse that I can remember says we do such and such to the spoiling of our soul. To the spoiling of your soul. Do you follow this motorcycle club to the spoiling of your life? So in this story, White Oaks slaying, somebody was slayed in White Oaks. They linked it back to a Pagans versus War Dogs bar brawl. Somebody got killed over a brawl that happened in a bar, and that yielded 3 guilty pleas. 3 people go to prison for the rest of, well, not for the rest of their lives. They actually did pretty good, 15 to 30 years. For me, that would be a life sentence. For some of these guys, they're young, maybe not. The defendants were charged in the connection with the shooting death of one Kenneth Heyman. Now, one of the men charged in the deadly attack on a motorcyclist one of 3 men charged in the deadly attack on a motorcyclist in White Oak last year, that authorities linked to a Washington County bar brawl between motorcycle clubs. He pleaded guilty Monday to 3rd-degree homicide. So there was a plea deal, obviously. And you plead guilty when you know or you feel like you might be found guilty, when you know there's a lot of evidence against you, and you can get a plea deal and they say, well, we'll give you 15 instead of life. A lot of people will jump on that. Okay, it's going to be 15 down. I got to take it. Jacob Baker, 34, of Mount Pleasant, will serve 15 to 30 years in state prison for the October 12th attack that killed Kenneth Heyman, 33, of McKeesport. 15 to 30 years, people. That's a lot, isn't it? 2 other defendants, Victor Cruz, 28, of Jeanette, and Albert Renko, 38, of Wilmerding, both pleaded guilty to lesser offenses in Allegheny County Common Pleas Court in connection with the incident. All 3 were sentenced by Judge Simquita Bridges, as part of a plea deal with prosecutors. Assistant District Attorney Matthew Goodard told the court that Heyman was on his motorcycle at the intersection of Jack's Run Road, and Lincoln Way around 2:15 p.m. that day when a Chevy Silverado pulled up behind him. 3 men dressed in black and wearing ski masks. And none of that shit helped him. Okay? Yeah! All right? Let's get it straight. Lesson number 1 for today, okay? Lesson number 1 for today. This ski mask idea and masking up doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so when you think, I'm going to ski mask up, unthink that. Just unthink that. That's not... That's not working. That's not working. Okay. So 3 men dressed in ski masks and wearing, black, all black. The black hoodie, the ski mask shit, it ain't work. You know why? Because they can track your ass down. They can track the movement of your car from across town to where they last saw it. It doesn't work, man. Anyway, they were wearing black ski masks. They exited the truck and headed toward Heyman, who got off his motorcycle and ran away like anybody seeing 3 or 4 dudes coming after them would do. I am not in any shape to run. That's what happens when you get old and you don't stay ready. Then it'd be too late to get ready. This thing says if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Well, if you're old, you better stay ready before it gets too late to get ready. And so running away wouldn't necessarily be an option for me, but I would be trying to scoot real fast. So the 3 men in black wearing the ski mask got off their motorcycles and Heyman, or got out of their car. Heyman ran. He turned and ran away, Attorney Goodard said. Then at least one of the attackers they saw was carrying an axe handle. And so, of course, we know who normally carries axe handles. We already know who that is. Heyman pulled out a gun, as did Baker. So Heyman's running and pulled out a gun. So lesson number 2, And I hear this all the time. So let's now talk about lesson number 2. I always hear these guys telling me what they're going to do if a motorcycle gang pulls them over. If somebody pulls up to them and says, "Why did you pass me?" I always hear what these guys say they're going to do. And what they say they're going to do is they say they're going to shoot it out with them. TikTok question just came up. What do you think about members in other chapters hazing your prospects at events? If they're in your club, I'm cool with it. If they're not in your club, then, hell no. But other chapters, you prospect for the entire motorcycle club. So if you're a prospect and you go to an event, expect to get it from everybody. I hope that helps you, Sandman. So if you are thinking that if I get accosted, I'm gonna pull a gun. Dun, dun, dun! Well, he pulled a gun, and surrounded by several people, it didn't help. You see, when they make one gun, they don't just make that one gun. And a lot of times people that are coming to attack you or whatever, they're already prepared and they catch you off guard. So even having a gun and shooting it at these 3 guys, man, if you ain't out practicing 3 assault shoot, tat, 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 if you're not out there practicing that stuff, you're just like every other dude that got surprised that day. And that's what happened to him. He jumped out his truck. He pulled his gun, as did one of the guys chasing him. The prosecutors say they fired and exchanged gunfire. Now, his shooting back obviously caused the suspects to flee. They fled. He collapsed at a nearby Wendy's and died from a gunshot wound to the torso right there on the spot. Goddard said witnesses identified the 3 suspects. Now, how did they identify them if they had masks on? Interesting, huh? The mask shit ain't working. Cruz was driving the pickup truck while Renko was the front seat passenger and Baker rode in the back. They conspired to attack Heyman, Goddard said, because they believed he had been involved in assault in Washington County 2 months earlier. Wow. That's why they attacked him. The prosecutors described the scheme as this. The men tracked Heyman, including switching their license plates and destroying evidence to cover up their activities, which they got charged for. According to Washington County prosecutors, Heyman was a member of the War Dogs Motorcycle Club and was an aggressor. He was an aggressor during the bar fight at 40 Bar and Grill in North Franklin on August 17th that we reported on way back then. Jordan Henderson, a member of the Pagans Motorcycle Club, was inside this establishment and was brutally beaten inside the bar after midnight by at least 10 members of the War Dogs Motorcycle Club. Beat the hell out of that guy. Well, look what happened. It cost them a guy's life. Just imagine how just, I don't know if innocuous is the word. I can't think of the word that I want to use right now, but just think how if you could have just looked in a future, in a crystal ball. And this is what the sergeant at arms should be able to do. He should be able to look into the crystal ball. Joker 1 says that War Dogs attack a pagan. If you think you can do that without any consequences, that was his mistake. Well, what are the consequences, Joker? The consequences are more than you just got that guy back. The consequences are lifelong for everybody, because the guys that beat the war dogs that beat up the pagan, they were all arrested, and the law was going to handle that. I'm amazed at how people perceive 1% bikers are a different breed than average folks. Since the beginning of clubs, there have been 2 types of bikers. How 1%ers were born, We have our own code. Now, it's not true since the beginning of clubs. There have not been two types of bikers. The beginning of clubs happened in 1903. One percenters didn't come out until 1958. So it took a while for the second kind of biker to erupt. But you can live a different life all you want to. When I hear what these guys say at the end of the story, they don't sound like they're on a different life at all. They sound like regular goddamn people right now, getting ready to go to jail forever. That's what they sound like. They don't sound so different at all. And any of us that grew up in the hood, not that I necessarily grew up in the hood, but I did definitely, you know, my folks and cousins and folks like that were in the hood, so I was there all the time. I was lucky, fortunate enough to grow up in the suburbs. But anyone that's grown up in places where bad shit happens are used to one percenters. One percenters do not necessarily have to ride motorcycles. One percenters all over neighborhoods I grew up in, and they were 1% of the community for damn sure, and they had a 1%er mindset, and they would kill you in a heartbeat and in a second. And so to me, there's not a whole lot of difference than people I grew up knowing, like the pimp I worked for when I was 16 years old. I can just go on and on. But anyway, according to Washington County prosecutors, it was during this bar fight that these 10 members of the War Dogs Motorcycle Club attacked this one pagan with bottles, bats, and axe handles. And I was laughing at the Scottish dude yesterday for attacking people with swords and baseball bats and stuff. But I guess bottles, bats, and axe handles is probably just as bad. But, you know, swords is really kind of left field. 10 people were held for trial in that case. 10 people following the preliminary hearing in January. Although Cruz made no statement to the court following his plea, both Renko and Baker briefly spoke. Now, here's where it gets human. Here's where they're not so extraordinary. Here's where you see regular people. Lynn said, I was in a club for 20 years. Now I'm independent and I don't miss the club drama. And a lot of folks in there are posers. Girth says, because someone talked. I don't know if someone talked. Did you say, no, I did not say that. I did not say that. I see you over there on TikTok trying to cause problems. That's funny though. Here's what the guy says. He said, I do want to apologize to the daughter. That's a terrible loss to lose your father. Man, you got to really be sitting in prison thinking hard. Like, I really killed this little girl's father. I really took her father out. For you to say that in court. He said, I do wish circumstances were different. Baker later said, I'm sorry for what happened. If I could take it back, I would. So, you know, you got to kind of miss me with we're a different breed and we don't bleed and we... I remember when I was a young man, there was a comedian who used to talk about Karate Man. And he had come up with all these ideas of what a Karate Man was, which is what I loved it because I was a Karate Man. And his big thing was Karate Man don't hurt on the outside. Karate Man only hurt on the inside. And he had all these jokes about how tough Karate Man was. And basically, yeah, that's what we get from these groups. We're different than the others. We're a breed apart. We're not the same as those. And actually, you're a human being with emotions and feelings. And we get to see that when you're getting ready to walk across that bridge to go to the other side. And you'd be like, why did I do this? What the hell was I thinking? And how did I let these folks get me into this? And I see that. I see it right over here on TikTok too. I see people right over here. I see people right over here saying the same thing. Somebody, Maverick, should make a video calling out League of Riders MC, their national VP arrested for S.A. a kid. I don't know anything about that, Maverick. I'll look it up though, and if so, we'll have something to say about it. Baker said he was sorry for what happened. Cruz pleaded guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He was ordered to serve 5 years probation and 100 hours of community service. Renko will get credit for more than 9 months of time served. He was ordered to serve 4 years probation and 100 hours of community service. Goodard and the prosecutor read a statement in court provided by Heyman's fiance. Brittany Koval told the court that Heyman was an outgoing and loved being a father. In an instant, everything we built together was, and everything we built for the future, it was just taken away, she wrote. In an instant, Koval called Heyman her safe place. He made ordinary days feel special, she said. He made me feel loved, protected, and cared for. When Heyman was killed, Koval wrote, their daughter was just 9 months old. As of today, he's been gone for half of her life. Their daughter, Koval said, will never have her father at the milestones in her life, her first day of school, graduation, or wedding. These memories were stolen from her before she even had the chance to keep them. Heyman's aunt, Christine McCune, also addressed the court. She told the judge that Heyman was like a son to her. His loss has devastated the entire family. So, let's trace it back. An idea to beat somebody halfway to death in a bar has culminated in one of your club brothers being murdered. 8 to 10 of your club brothers now facing felonious charges and maybe a great length of time in prison. And 3 of the other club guys, one going to prison for 15 to 30 years for actually shooting the man, and the other 2 on paper for many years for being a part of it. This is what your fucking stupid ass war brought. This is what your war brought. This is what you're being built different and cut from a different cloth brought. So play with fire. You can't complain when you get burned. Absolutely you can't. What did you gain? I'm laughing because your mama's house said Black Dragon had a pimp. Oh,
yeah,
that's
you opened
funny.
that door and didn't go in.
I did work for a pimp. I wasn't being pimped. I was a driver. I was his driver. Jesus. You guys are sick, man. Y'all need help on here. I'm so glad Lavish wasn't on. Lavish would have.
Well, you didn't clarify it. You just threw it out there. I was like, oh, they don't know.
So you're not going to protect me, my dear?
Sometimes I want to just hear you talk and ramble.
Karate Man bruise on the inside. Karate Man don't show the weakness. Classic Eddie Murphy. I forgot who that was. That was Eddie Murphy. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let me look. I'm looking down here at TikTok. Okay, everybody's good. Checking out the comments. So this war stuff, it's crazy, man. The only difference between most club members I've known in my life is the patch they choose. All of us are extremely similar. In so many ways we are. And we have more going for, we got more going for ourselves. We got more. What am I trying to say? We're more alike than we are different. All of us, especially those of us who love and ride motorcycles, man. We are cut from a different cloth. Hopefully it's a good one. All right, I want to show you guys these pictures. This is the mighty Thunderguard Motorcycle Club Nation on Delaware Online. The Thunderguards, I believe, are from Delaware. That's where their mother chapter is. And these pictures are really cool. It shows them like way back in the day. This is 1975, man. And it's funny to see this. Like, wow. About 100 riders from the Thunderguard Motorcycle Club pull into a gas station on DuPont Highway to fill up prior to a ride, and the photo was taken May 25, 1975. You young guys, look at this here and understand that there was a time in a club before your young ass. And so when you're looking at that OG talking crazy, he had a day too. And just remember that your day is passing with every second. Respect is important. Look at these Thunderguards as they roll down the road 2 by 2 at damn near 100 deep. This is motorcycle riders enjoy a ride on US 13 in this photo taken on July 3rd, 1976, a year later. Look at that, man. So they've been around for a minute, these motorcycle clubs, and it's really nice that the Delaware Online celebrated them. Look at this, man. Look at this Thunderguard guy here with the I don't know, horns coming out of the side of his helmet. That could not have been a safe helmet. This is 1 year later. A member of the Thunderguard dons a distinctive helmet in this photo taken on August 1977. Wow. So these clubs, there you go. There you go, man. It is a real thing, man. It is a real thing. Watching these clubs out here for all this time. Wow. Here is members of a motorcycle club. Look, this is back in 1980. And everybody's on a full dresser hog, and they all look like they're the same color. Everybody's wearing like matching everything. These pictures are crazy. Okay, here, a group of 400 motorcycles make a trek to Waynesboro, Virginia, in this photo taken October 1st, 1981. Wow. I'm not going to, so this is 1981. I won't be entering a motorcycle club life until 8 years later. It's not until 1989 that I come along. This is Mark Satterley, who co-owned Track and Trail Shop. This is 1987, 2 years before I come on. That's called a Vetter fairing right there. Or maybe BMW actually had their own fairings, but Vetter made the fairings in the beginning. Isn't this cool? This is really cool seeing all this.
Those are great to have in
1989. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1989. This is when I came on the scene. What the hell are these guys riding? Riding with Respect says, great to see the matching uniform type. Clubs aren't a place to be flashy in my book. Yeah, I think you're right. The matching uniform looks really good. Now, this is 1991. This is still more than 30 years ago. This is my time. 1991 is when I was hardcore in the club. Bikers arrive at Graceland Memorial Park for a funeral in this photo taken in September 18th. Isn't Graceland Memorial Park in California? I think. Notice in 1991, nobody has helmets on. So if this is California, that's because the helmet laws didn't come in until 1995 when I was there for that. Wow. So this is what motorcycling looked like before there was this helmet laws all over the world. Wow. This is Irene DuPont, then 80 years old. This guy was 80 years old at that time. You know he's gone. This guy was 80 years old riding his motorcycle. This is in 2000. Still 27 years ago. It's hard for me to believe that 2000 was 27 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so old. This is 1994, a picture of a guy named Ray Hales of Christinia, I think that's it, sits on a Harley Davidson motorcycle. This is a Fat Boy. These were really popular back then. A lot of my club brothers had them. Before I even really knew what a Harley was, like in the 90s, I was hardcore Gixxer. There's no helmet laws in Delaware. Oh, so you still got people riding around with no helmets in Delaware. Imagine now you can get a helmet with the GPS and holograms in the screen for $1,000. Do they have hologram helmets now? I gotta have one. Sven says one of the reasons for the helmet laws in California was Billy Idol's nearly fatal bike crash in the early 90s. I did not know that. Now, Sven tells us that from Germany. How does he know that? Easy E said, thanks for showing the Street Nights MC yesterday. Black Dragon, we still riding and gliding. Man, oh man, we had great fun with that, man. Man, I felt like I was part of the Street Nights for a minute there, man. I was screaming Street Nights at the top of my, we used to do that in my club, my man. And that drive you gave, man, we riding better than anybody. We riding better. We gliding. Man, I just, woo! I was just warmed by that. It just warmed my soul. I'm trying to look to see if I still have it up. What did I delete that? Hopefully I didn't take that down. I want to use that again. Boy, that was so much fun. We riding and we gliding, man. I had a great time, man, with that. And I'm sure you guys had a great ride, man. So anyway, that's that story. Hundreds of bikers donated money and gifts for needy kids. This is set November 5th, 1994. So this, my first bike rides, so I got into motorcycle clubs in the 1989. By 1992 or so was my first Tijuana toy ride. And we rode down to Tijuana. We were doing it every year. I bet they're still doing it. We ride down to Tijuana. In the middle of the city streets, all these thousands of bikers. And we bring toys down for the kids. And I got to get that video for you guys. Doc, who is now dead, one of my club brothers, he dressed as Santa Claus one year and tied 200 toys and teddy bears and shit to his motorcycle. I don't know how he rode that thing all the way down to Tijuana, Mexico, and was Black Santa Claus throwing toys to these kids from his motorcycle. Wow. I don't know how he got that thing to Mexico. It was so laden. He could he would steer the thing. And I have that video. I've got to find it. He died maybe 20 years ago. God rest his soul. He was a United States Navy dentist, and we were actually prospects together. We crossed over pretty close to the same time. God rest your soul, Doc. Next story, a second defendant sentenced in relation to a fatal shooting of a biker outside of the Shreveport Goodwill. So this is crazy. A second defendant has been sentenced in connection with a 2023 shooting death outside a Goodwill outlet store on West 70th Street in Shreveport, I guess, Louisiana. I think we only have one Shreveport in the country. DeMarquise Tramiel, now 20. So he was even less than 20 years old when he killed somebody. He entered a plea of guilty Monday and was sentenced by Caddo District Judge Ramona Emanuel to 40 years in prison on a manslaughter charge with 5 years for aggravated flight. So he obviously fled from the folks and they couldn't find him. 5 years for aggravated flight and what else? For criminal, and then another 3 years for, another 5 years for criminal property damage. Holy moly. Tremel's plea followed a May conviction of Mark D. White, believed to be the passenger in that car. So he was already convicted. Based on the prosecution's case presented in Judge Emanuel's court, then one of two shooters connected to the death of DeAnthony Johnson, who was just 19. So a 19-year-old or a 17 or 18-year-old shot a 19-year-old, killing him. According to court documents, Johnson had been riding his bike along Union Avenue when a yellow Camaro stopped at the intersection of Union and W at 69th Street in a shooting that could be heard on surveillance video from a store on the other side of the street. Okay, so lesson number 3 or 4 this morning. If you're going to do something out in public, some sort of camera is going to catch you.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
And after that camera catches you, you will go to jail. Okay? So they don't even need snitches anymore. They got cameras. So anyway, it was heard on surveillance camera on West 70th Street. Johnson was shot. He dropped his motorcycle and he ran across the Goodwill parking lot. You're not supposed to run when you get shot. Lesson 5. When you get shot, and I have been 4 times, when you get shot, you fall right there. Running can cause your blood to just ooze on out real fast, and you just fall over dead. So you need to drop and be trying to. But it's hard to drop when somebody's actively trying to kill you, right? But anyway, Trammell labeled as the driver by the prosecution, and yeah, he was just 17 at the time. I was right about that. Fled from police pursuit, but eventually crashed a car after exiting Interstate 220 at the Benton Road exit in Bossier City. Now, wow, you did your shooting and you did all that shit, and you didn't even get to go home. You got caught. You didn't even get to leave the crime scene. During White's trial, the Caddo District Attorney's Office presented evidence of 28 shell casings found at the scene. So let me tell you something. Those of you who've been to Iraq and all them places, you guys know. But those of you who've never been in a shootout, you don't know how many bullets 28 bullets is. And that takes an incredibly long time, especially when everything's moving in slow motion and shit. And you're wondering to yourself, is this person ever going to run out of bullets? I can tell you that feeling because I felt it. Anyway, it's a long time. That's a lot of bullets. That's a long gunfight. And it's terrible. Let's see. So during White's trial, the district attorney said they presented evidence of 28 shell casings found at the scene, attributing 17 to the gun that was being fired by White, and 11 to the gun were attributed to Trammell. So these guys were out there shooting and doing their damn thing. In his argument, prosecutor Cody Smith said the two were only concerned with taking the life of DeAnthony Johnson. They weren't worried about anyone else in that parking lot. No, of course not. Shooting all willy-nilly across the parking lot. During White's trial, testimony about the autopsy revealed wounds caused by each gun could have been fatal, so it could have been either guy that killed him, but it couldn't be proven which gun, which shots, which bullets were the ones that led to his death. White was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison at 20 years old. Because both were juveniles at the time, they will eventually be eligible to be considered for parole. And so there you go, down in Shreveport. More biker on biker violence on some dumb shit. Man, I don't know. But we, day after day, story after story. Here we go. Next story. Check this one out. Hey, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in from TikTok. We've been doing this for 3 days now, and it's really been kind of cool. I haven't been on TikTok Live in a long time, and I just want to thank you guys all for being on, and thank you for the beautiful donations you're sending. Hey, maybe you guys should donate some money on here. They're donating money over there. Maybe you should donate some freaking money.
Maybe you need to
Maybe you should donate some freaking money.
Maybe you need to donate.
Maybe you guys out there should donate some freaking money.
Donate. Maybe you need to donate.
Oh man, I got that from Mike Ball. He.
Because I'm bussing.
Oh, sorry about that. I let that go too far. I need what I need to bust. That's all. More bikers. Here we go. Next story. More biker gang members sentenced over rival attacks. Boy, you guys need to stop all this rival shit. What if we all just got along? What if we did? What if we just all got along? The Rodney King thing, God rest Rodney King's soul. He's been dead now. Jesus, 20 years? Some of you guys are too young to remember Rodney King because his trouble started in 1993, more than 30 years ago. And Rodney King was a guy driving down the road, running from the police, and he drove through like 5 or 6 counties. And they were so pissed off by the time they got his ass pulled over, they beat the shit out of Rodney King. And I mean, they whooped his ass. Oh my God. It was like fa. And they beat that man so bad that. But somebody was like one of the first people ever to film something like that. Somebody had a camera and they filmed the Rodney King beating and it went viral. It's the first time, it was like the first kind of like viral that we'd ever really seen in the world. Like there was no even such kind of thing as viral. You could argue that the Rodney King tape back in 1993 was one of the first like viral things. O.J. Simpson wasn't going to happen for a couple more years. So they showed this to the world. They whooped that guy's ass. And it caused an entire huge thing. It caused an actual Los Angeles city to erupt in a, I don't know what you call that. What was it? What's that? What's the term for that?
I'm thinking about it too. It was
it was a
they did it for George Floyd too. Whenever somebody injustice is done,
violent protests took over the city, and the National Guard was called. It was the first time I ever saw tanks in the city. It was crazy. I thought it was a helicopter on Rodney King that videoed it. No, it was not a helicopter, Redbeard. It was a guy, some guy. He made millions of dollars on that too. And it was after he did that I became a full-time photographer. I was in the Navy, but that guy made so much money on that. I told myself, and it's true to this very day, if you're a photographer, have your camera with you, man. You don't know what could happen, and you would be rich. And I started carrying a Betamax camera everywhere I went, and that's how I got really into the Black Sabbath MC, because I was a photographer, but I wasn't carrying my camera. But after that guy made all that money on that Rodney King video, you remember those big RCA video recording cameras that were about as big as your damn shoulder? I had one of them things everywhere I went for years. But the Rodney King thing caused all this trouble. And Rodney King himself turned out to be a very soft-spoken kind of guy. He wasn't the monster that they all made him out. And during all this violence and all this city being overturned, buses and National Guard in the streets and all this violence going on. And Rodney King, they put the microphone up to him after he had healed and everything and kind of come out of the hospital. And I would have said, thank you for the microphone. I appreciate it. Burn, baby, burn. I want you to burn it all down. I want the whole city gone. Get those those crash out cats that trying to get me. I want them all, man. Get them all. But
yes, thank you so much.
But Rodney King, he didn't say that.
Let me meet just what I need.
Rodney King said, can't we all just get along? Rodney, come on, man. They beat you down in the streets. But Rodney didn't care about that. He was truly devastated that people were being hurt, beat up, killed. There was a white guy by the name of Reginald something. He was driving an 18-wheeler through Los Angeles.
Oh my God, that's right.
They pulled him out of his car, his truck, his 18-wheeler, and they beat him with a, I want to say it was a fire extinguisher. They pulled him out of his truck. He was just driving 18-wheeler on the road again. Just can't wait to be on the road again. They pulled him out of his car, beat the hell out of him, and almost killed this guy. Riot. Thank you, Cape Cod Joe. Riot. That's the word I was looking for.
I cannot believe I couldn't think of that word.
Riot is the word I was looking for. And so he could not believe that so many people were being hurt over his name. And when they gave him the microphone, unlike the immature Black Dragon would have said, burn this thing down. He said, why can't we all just get along? And crazy enough, after he said that, the violence kind of peaked and went away. So you guys should think about that as we cover these stories. You guys should think about that. Because
These niggas out here snitching. They with the
you should think about what you guys are doing to each other. Hear this next story. BBC reports way over there in Great Britain. You bikers can't do shit right nowhere in the world. Nowhere. I'm looking for maybe the bikers of Brazil will do the right thing. Or something, but no, I can't find it. 3 more motorcycle gang members have been sentenced for their part in an attack on the president of a rival group. The victim who led the, I don't know how to say this word, Gloucester, 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 maybe, Gloucester, and Forest of Dean chapter of the Outlaws was attacked by members of the Rock Machine Motorcycle Club. Here we go, man.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
And some armed with metal poles and a baseball bat and a hammer. I guess over there, you don't have guns, so you need metal poles, baseball bats, and hammers to, they say, assert dominance. Lee Rogers, Billy Timmons, Robert Greenacre, Kyle Matthews, Darren Rimmer, and Ashley Lauderdale were all jailed. Ashley? Is that a man or a woman? I don't know. But Ashley, are there men named Ashley? I guess there could be. Ashley Lauderdale. They were all sentenced. Jailed for June in their part in the attack, for their part in the main attack. At Bristol Crown Court Wednesday, Joshua Bell was sentenced to 17 months in prison. Mark Gibson and Paul Price received suspended sentences, all for what they call violent disorder. The court was told Bell, Price, and Gibson were on the periphery of the attack, so they didn't get much time. Luke Cole, who was involved in the disorder but not a member of the gang, will be sentenced at a later date, as the judge said he was a hanger-on. We call them hang-arounds. Hang around, same thing, I guess. Dr. Simon Harding, a professor of criminology and sociology at St. Mary's University, said of biker gangs, all clubs vie for position, control, and local dominance in regional areas, he said. Of the victims' condition following the attack on April 2025, Robert Humphreys, Gloucester's police acting detective sergeant, said the 60-year-old, you guys beat up a 60-year-old man.
oh shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
They beat up a 60-year-old. Here he is, right here. There's his picture. Listen, I'm 63. Don't beat me up, man. Come on now. Don't do that. Talk bad.
It's that mouth.
Talk bad to me. There's something, man. Don't. Really? We can't just talk bad at each other? Gotta have a 24-year-old whooping my ass. Here we go. Of the victim, they said, oh my God, 60 years old. He was left with a bleed on the brain, multiple fractures to his jaw, and a broken nose. You can kill a 60-year-old man beating him up. The victim's partner also received serious injuries, including fractured ribs and a fractured wrist, he said. Some of the Rock Machine Motorcycle Club chapter convicted in this case were seen in a pub shortly before the attack. Here they have all their pictures. On their clothes were the letters ALVALM. Oh, wow. What does that mean? The club's official motto, A la vie à la mort. Mort means death. Oh, okay. So that must mean something like I'm in the club till I die or something like that. I think that might be Latin or something. Let's see what they say it means.
Wow.
The club's official motto, A la vie à la mort. Something like I live till death or something like that. Here it is. To the life until death. I was close.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
My Latin is pretty decent. My high school Latin. Come on, give the Black Dragon some love. Redbeard said, "Old school, use your fist." Oh yeah, I'm gonna be throwing now. I'm not going down without throwing some. That's a second-degree felony here. Abuse of the elderly. Anybody over the age of 55. Oh wow, Redbeard. Where are you, Redbeard? What country are you in? AI says discussing biker gang violence in the Rodney King case. Share your thoughts. Wow, AI knows what I'm doing. This is crazy. Anyway, Dr. Harding said outlaw motorcycle clubs consider themselves to be the elite of the motorcycle community and are viewed as rebels and outcasts. The doctor is explaining what we are and what you guys are, what you 1%ers are. Violence can be used to show as a show of strength and can link into issues of toxic masculinity and notions of territorial warfare and violence, the doctor said. Members view this protecting the club and their honor and go to effing jail over it, Black Dragon added. He added, there had been sporadic violence between the two groups before. A big trophy. Now, this is true. If you're a big dude, like a president, vice president, national president, stuff like that, you need to have your sergeant at arms with you. Because as this says, so here's our 6th lesson for today. If you're a big trophy, have your sergeant at arms with you. No sergeant at arms? You don't go. Biker says, I donate, Black Dragon. I donate my time viewing your shows. Be thankful for that, you greedy bastard. He didn't say all that, but that sounds pretty much like where he was going. So a big trophy. Thank you for the donation of your time, too, though. Don't think Hey, donate me a like while you're at it. The #1 metric in all YouTube as to whether a motorcycle club, or rather a channel, a motorcycle channel is doing well or not, is the like button. So donate some of that if y'all don't mind. Hit that like button. Let me get 100 likes real quick. I'd appreciate it. Hit that like button. Let me get 100 likes real quick. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, here we go. A big trophy. But Gloucestershire, and I know I'm not saying that word right while I'm running past it real quick. Gloucestershire Constabulary, that's the police, said the level of vicious rivalry seen between these two clubs, like in the incident in Coleford, is rare in Gloucestershire. Acting Detective Sergeant Robert Humphrey said the victim's cut, a leather vest, was taken. So they took his colors. He said it bears the club's insignia and also a member's rank within the club. I believe it was to assert dominance over the other gang. The president was targeted. To take his cut is a big trophy for a rival gang. Absolutely. If you take a president's cut, you've taken the flag of their country. That's that club's country. That's the cut of the leader of the country. Letting your leader be attacked shows that your club has minimal power, or had minimal power at that time. Every club gets caught slipping. I don't know why clubs make such a big deal of this. Every club gets caught slipping. Every club loses colors, has to go to a meeting and turn them back, and all this kind of stuff. And then sometimes it does lead to death. It's stupid. It's silly, but we do it. I believe it was to assert dominance over the other gang. Yes, that's what it was for. The president was targeted. His cut was a big trophy. Now here's the picture showing these guys in the club, in some place in the bar, and they have their 1% diamonds on and their ALVALM, which means we'll be in this until we die. That's what it means. Summing up, Judge Anna Richardson said the group had used Cole, who had become involved due to his vulnerabilities, having suffered significant mental health problems and trauma. Price, 57, and of Newport was sentenced to 14 months in prison, suspended for 2 years, along with a 6-month tag requirement, and not to be associated with a motorcycle gang. Gibson, 56, and Knutsford, who the judge said showed remorse, but not acceptance of his role in the attack. But he was remorseful. But it didn't have anything to do with me. I didn't do it. He was found previously guilty of the charge. He was sentenced to 24 months in prison, suspended for 2 years, along with an order to complete 15 days of rehabilitative activity days. What on earth is that? Bill 32 and of Gloucester, whatever. He pleaded guilty to the charge and was sentenced to 17 months in prison, of which he will serve 40% in custody and the remainder on license. I guess that must be parole for them or something, with the ankle monitor on. Yeah. So, man, that is the roundup of today's hostilities out there in the biker world. And yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think that's all the stories. Oh, on this story, however, we did have a video. Let's see. Do I have that video? We did have a video. Action. Here we go. Commercial, of course. 2, 1. Skip commercial. Here we go. Action.
The centre of Coleford in April last year, when a number of vehicles stop in the middle of the road. And men armed with metal poles, a baseball bat and a hammer run over and seriously attack a couple standing nearby. The attack was carried out mainly by members of a motorcycle gang, the UK chapter of the Rock Machine Motorcycle Club, which is originally founded in Canada. They were trying to show their dominance over the other by attacking the president of the Gloucester and Forest of Dean chapter of the Outlaws, the world's oldest motorcycle club that started in Illinois in 1935. According to experts, motorcycle clubs often vie for position and control in their local areas, but police say such violence in Gloucestershire is rare. In June, 6 members of the gang were jailed for their direct involvement in what the judge called a premeditated attack. They were sent to prison for a combined total of over 27 years. Joshua Bell was sent to prison for 17 months. Mark Gibson and Paul Price were given 2-year suspended sentences, all for violent disorder. It was said that along with Luke Cole, who will be sentenced later, they were on the periphery of the incident. The judge accepting that they didn't expect such violence to be used, despite knowing there would be some sort of confrontation.
All right, folks, I was just talking to my TikTok audience, so you guys got to see that craziness. All right, so I believe that is our show for today. There was a lot of interesting stories that came about, but I want you guys to know that the lessons that I'd like for you guys to take away today are the lessons of the lessons of what can it harm you to rethink some of this stuff before you go do it. What would it be like if somebody thought it out? If the decision to beat up a guy in a bar turns into 8 of your own club brothers being charged and likely going to prison. They were on video doing that. And 3 members of the other club going to prison and 1 member dead. If you knew that would be the consequence on your own motorcycle club, would you still do that shit? And if you knew that that might happen to the other club, if you knew that you would have to face somebody's little girl and say, I'm sorry for killing your father. He had it coming, man. It's what he had coming. He shouldn't have messed with us. You'll never see him again. He'll never be able to walk you down the aisle. He'll never be able to go to the daddy, daughter, sweetheart dance. He'll never be able to do any of that. He'll never see you have a child. He'll never see your grandchildren. You'll never even know him. You're 9 months old. You'll never even remember him. If you knew you were going to do that to somebody, and some of you still would, some of you still would, some of you do not care about victims. You don't care about their children. Some of you don't care. Some of you really don't. But there are others of you who are normal people, and you would care. And I ask those of you who are normal people and who do care, I ask you to think about standing up, even when it seems like it would be almost impossible to stand up, even when the everything is against you, even when the peer pressure is the toughest. Maybe you could stand up and say, we don't need to be doing that. That's not something we need to be doing. And maybe you can prevent some of this from happening to your club brothers. Now, I know you're going to be called. I see you, Ghost Killer. What's up? I know you're going to be called the square one. I know you're going to be called old man. I know you're going to be, hey, if you don't want to join, you don't. But you might. If you can convince one person, hey, bro, we can't do that. Maybe you can turn it all around. Because I can tell you, you guys, they call me. I have a business where I help guys out in motorcycle clubs with their defense. And they call me. And the first thing you got to have is money. You got to have money. You got to have time off work and shit like that. And what I've seen happen time and time again is your job fires you. They didn't know you were some outlaw, such and such. Your job fires you. Or they didn't know, okay, so I'm in this motorcycle club. They might not have known the worst about that motorcycle club. The job fires you. The kids in your children's school pick on your children. If you were having problems with your wife, it gets exacerbated. If you were with an ex and she wanted custody of the kids, here she comes with Department of Human Services to take away your custody of your children because you are what the newspaper said, gang member, involved in international street gang terrorism, blah, 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 blah. And all the judge in family court does is says, oh my God, really? These are the things that you are opening yourself up to. Be better than that. Be smarter than that. Now, I understand business is business, and you got to you got to do your thing out there. But hey, man. Morning, Black Dragon, Redbone. Finally, after multiple attempts, finally I can reply. I'm not sure what you're talking about. There was something going on with your thing. We are too forgiving. I was done with him after that. What are we talking about? Done with who? Are you talking about, like the host of Demons Row complaining that street gangs were beaten up, 1% cops touching vests on their patches? What's taking other people's faces and disrespecting their I'm not sure what you guys are talking about in the comments. Reginald Denny was that guy's name. Yes, thank you, Reginald. I knew it was Reginald something. Am I that far behind in the comments? Wow, I'm that far behind in the comments. Holy moly. I can't believe you busted your leg out the deal. Wow. I was way behind in the comments. Okay. Man, Tia, why didn't you tell me? We live to buy your toys and then enjoy.
I was listening. Sometimes I'll be hypnotized. I like to hear you talk.
Oh, wow. Thank you. You're the only one. Bob, that really had to suck. I felt it. Well, I'm glad I got somebody convinced. You can't convince one person. You're going to be alone for the rest of your life. I don't understand why you guys don't put a ring inside your clubhouses and settle your situations in there like MMA. You know why? Because a lot of these guys are old and can't fight no more. So they rev the young guys up into going out and doing dumb shit. But you'll see a 60-year-old standing there with them. Like, weren't you supposed to be telling everybody what not to do? But yeah, yeah. It is a bit in the remote area. Okay, I'm just going through the you were on a roll, says Roddy.
Yeah.
That's why it sucks that you have to keep it a secret when you're in a club. It does. Club life is interesting. It wouldn't let me pick a different city other than London. Had a couple of glitches. I'll try again. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up to the comments. And you guys are talking to each other. That's really cool. This chat talks to each other a lot. Like, they're not even watching me. They're talking to each other. Hey, what's up, Biker News Canada? You guys got to make sure to check out Biker News Canada. He's a good guy, and you need to check out his stuff, too. He's got Canada on lockdown. And we do interviews together. Why can't Dempsey clubs have it like this one? Member drops a challenge, another one picks it up. They have a ring. They do that. You can catch a fade with a 1%er if you want to. I've had many fades offered. Like, you can if you have a problem, you can go to the front door and tell the sergeant at arms I got a problem, and they'll set you up a fade. It's just not going to happen when they're doing group on group and stuff like that. President's Cut is a huge trophy. Absolutely. I thought taking a President's Cut, that chapter is shut down. It depends on the motorcycle club. Big Hooch. It depends on the motorcycle club. If you lose a President's Cut in certain motorcycle clubs, you could probably lose that entire chapter. Because, and it depends. Like, if that chapter didn't go get that cut back real quick, but the president can also lose his presidency. What were you doing out alone? Why did you expose us like that? You know, how did you get caught slipping like that? Depending on the kind of club you're in, you can just tell her that man can live on beer alone. Afternoon Ken got fixed up, bro. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. Did you wreck your bike or something, Biker News? Biker News Canada says, president shouldn't be out there where he can lose his cut. Should have had backup with him. See, you can see old school bikers know the thing. Going to go put another batch of flowers on the burnt patch of payment. Rest in peace, Travis. Rest in peace, Travis. No grow. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. Somebody keeps trying to call me. Okay, they were bad looking photos that okay, you guys talking to each other. Yonkers MC is the oldest MC in the world. They need to clean that up. Yonkers MC is not the oldest MC in the world. There's one in Great Britain that's older. It depends on how you look at it. Yonkers MC was around in the 1800s as a bicycle club, but they didn't become a motorcycle club until 1903. the Great Britain had one that was a year or two earlier that wasn't a biker club. So if you want to just say technically a motorcycle club, the UK has us beat. Oh, Pocono Ken was talking about a wreck, and it took 2 hours for the police to even find you. Jesus Christ. You ought to, Black Dragon, you ought to be looking at the club before you decide to hop off. Not sure what you're talking about there. Corinne says hi. Thank you. Hey, Tia, that's Sven's wife out there. And,
oh, hello. Thank
Corinne.
you.
She said hi.
Honor and respect.
Corinne, I believe, is a nurse, or is Sven a nurse? One of those two are nurses, and they have a beautiful horse and dog and everything. We're going to go out there to see them.
Yeah, he's cool. I never talked to her, but I know he's cool.
He came here maybe last year and hung out with MacGyver and them. And he had scheduled, he was going to come to the Black Sabbath annual 2 years ago. Actually, during COVID, we were going to hang out at the Black Sabbath, but COVID hit and he wasn't able to come. So he was going to come all the way from Germany to come hang out with us. We're going to get together. Anyway, I think now I've been through I've caught up, I think, to the Black Dragon. What's your bike's name? Mako the Shark is my bike's name. Mako. Did you know that, Tia?
Yeah. Oh gosh. You gotta, and that's not even the whole name, right?
No, that's not
even the whole name. Yeah, I knew that was the name.
Yeah. My bike's name is Mako. I don't know why I named it Mako, but I thought Mako when I got it.
It does look like a shark, though. It's a beautiful bike. I love it. It's just beautiful. It's comfortable. Every time we used to ride, I used to love riding on it. I love that bike.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Well,
I actually like the Gold Wing too. I was like, hey. It was like it was made for me. I felt protected. I was like, okay.
I didn't remember you riding the Gold Wing.
Yeah, you rode me on that Gold Wing, and I was like, why would you? So I was like, why would you get an older bike? But when I rode on it, I said, oh, this is like a Cadillac. Okay, I can see this. Because,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to fall asleep on the back of those bikes. It would be so,
So the Gold Wing was made for, it had the armrest on it and your own cup holder, and it had all that. I can put all that on the baby. If you're gonna ride again, I'll put that. I'll give you some I'll get you some armrests.
Yeah, I feel safer.
Okay.
With those around me. It's like almost just riding in the car.
I couldn't have armrests before we were married because I still had to be.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, I'll get you some armrests. You want armrests in the cup holder, baby?
No.
I'll get you a
cup holder.
Yeah,
no, I'm good.
A cup holder. I'll get you a cup holder back there. Yeah.
I have everything I need. You don't need to add anything.
No. I want you to have a cup holder, and I'm gonna get you some elevated feet rests so you can.
I'll do that on my own bike.
No, you're not getting a
yes.
damn bike. No.
Does
you're
not
riding
want
on the
me to
back
ride.
of the Black Dragon. Hell no.
This man does not want me to ride.
No. What do you need? What do you need a motorcycle for? I can't rub on your leg when I'm rolling down the road.
Controlling.
I'm not controlling. That is not controlling.
I want to be free.
No.
I want to feel my own wind in my face, not from behind somebody.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Give me your keyboard.
Did you hear that sound?
You gotta have fun.
No, I'm not. I'm just not. I got me a whole bunch of new fa sounds, and I can't wait to employ them.
I got this.
Did you hear that?
I'm signing off. So
I got a whole bunch of new
lunch.
FA sounds. I love FA. Do you guys have helmets with comms, BD? Yes, we do. The young guys have that shit. Now, you know, I had helmets with comms all the way back in 1993 when I got my first Goldwing, because we had the CB radio on the Goldwing, and you had the mic and the comms. You had all that. So I've had comms on my motorcycle since 1993. However, all the kids now have these. They don't even have to do hand signals anymore. They just say 191111. We're changing lanes now. Everyone move, Roger, and everybody pops over. And you're like, what happened? How did they know how to do that? Yeah, they be talking on their comms and stuff, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, we have that here. But somebody said they now have motorcycle helmets with heads-up displays in them. That's got to be cool. You don't even have to look down at the speedometer. You can just look over here, and there it is, right there. You never even have to move your head. Wow, and it may have the map in it where you're going, and I can only imagine. Oh, that's $1,000 helmet, though. I can't wait till enough of them are out there and they come down to $45. And it might be 2 years before I get one. Anyway. So you went live so we can listen to you sweet talk someone. Of course, it was a 1%er that said that. Don't be mad, man. I can't say something nice to my wife. Oh my God, these commenters are so brutal on you. Brooklyn said, "Let Tia get that bike, man. Stop being like that." So anyway, thank you guys all for tuning in today. We appreciate you and everyone. Thank you for your comments, and thank you over there on TikTok for your wonderful donations. Thank you guys all for watching and hanging out with us. Tia, I'll let you get out of here.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Today, let's be the best version of ourselves. Period. Stay healthy and stay free.
Stay healthy and stay free. I appreciate you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, it's your boy Black Dragon, man. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. And we most all appreciate your time. Those of you that are on here every day. My sponsor, Baker, from my early motorcycle club days, who taught me so much of what I do today. I thank you for being on my show every single damn day. Thank you, man, for all you gave me back when I first came to the club to what you give me today. Hey, Sven, I appreciate you over there from Germany. Big Hooch, I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. Larry Denton, I appreciate you. Did you get that garage together? I absolutely did, Larry. As a matter of fact, I posted another video of what the garage looks like now, and it's looking great. And I just got the motorcycle started, and so we're doing great. I appreciate you asking, man. Thank you for being a first-time gifter. Appreciate that there, Beast 1%er. Appreciate you, man. God bless you. Brothers East Motorcycle Club, honor and respect, man. Hey, you guys have a good one out there in YouTube land. I'm getting ready to log off here. I'll still be on TikTok, so come on over here for a minute or two if you want to. Hey, thank you, Miss Lotus, for coming over and checking me out on TikTok. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Get skinny. Take care. Try to treat someone you know in your motorcycle club world life like a special piece of solid gold, and your motorcycle club life will be honored, valuable, and restored. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Get the Motorcycle Club Chaplain's Handbook by Black Dragon and learn MC chaplaincy principles from the first and only professional guide for spiritual leadership inside the motorcycle club community. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and get your autographed copies from blackdragonsgear.com. Learn the role of the Capellani and strengthen the moral compass of your MC.
Get the Art of War for motorcycle clubs. a strategic survival manual for MC presidents, officers, full patch members, prospects, and anyone who rides wearing a patch. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and BlackDragonsGear.com.
Brothers of the Black Sabbath MC Nation, join me. Let's become stronger than we ever were. Yeah, brother. A breed apart. Yeah, brother. A breed apart.
He treated you like a son and you sold him out for a position. But now he's on a mission, and you'll be wishing you didn't make that bad decision. So you should've known better, but dudes like you never learn. But you can't take away Black Dragon's respect because it's been earned. You put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. But men like him will fight to the end, while pretenders like you only last a little while. You try to put Black Dragon out bad with no trial, but you can't kill a legend with a lie. As long as a country mile. Men like you live off of other men's reputations. Why? Now men like Black Dragon can take a neighborhood club and turn it into a nation. You threw dirt on a good man's name, but Black Dragon's been around so long that he can tell what you're gonna do before you make a move in this game. You put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. Men like him will fight till the end, while pretenders like you only last a little while. Try to put Black Dragon out bad with no trial, but you can't kill a legend with a lie. Even if it's as long as a country mile. So whatever your name is, Mr. Ride or Die, Mr. Running High, Mr. Lie and Cry. You already made everything a mess, you silly fool. Cause you're a checker player and Black Dragon only plays chess. You put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. When you think you're doing something, he does nothing but sit back and smile. You try to put Black Dragon out there with no trial. Men like him will fight till the end, while pretenders like you only last a little while. You try to put Black Dragon out there with no trial, but you can't kill a legend with a lie. Even if it's as long as a country mile. Cause men like him will last to the end, while pretenders like you only last a little while. You try to take down the best, but the first time you were approached, you jumped out of that vest, cause you're a coward and a lie. I heard you come out of that vest so fast, people thought it was on fire. You can't put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. You can't put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. You can't put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. You can't put Black Dragon out bad with no trial. Cause men like him will fight to the end, while pretenders suckers only last a little while. Oh wait, I just about forgot something I was gonna say. Checkmate.